Hi everyone, I am Disha Dioxide and you are watching CEO Secrets, what made them successful and how we can make it. Today I am here with Supriya Salian, who is the MD of PLANSEE India. Today we will be talking about her journey and her experiences. Did you ever feel like giving up, ma'am? And if you did, what kept you going?
So, like you learn to talk, to walk, to eat, to drink, and there's no substitute to it. Growing up, I think one thing that my mom put a lot of emphasis on, we are two sisters, so put a lot of emphasis on is that you need to be independent and you need to be financially independent and you need to have a career. So it was not even an option whether I want to work, whether I want to continue to do this. So I never looked at it as an option that I want to stop or I want to want to give up. It's just something that I'm supposed to do. Like you're supposed to go to school, like you're supposed to work. For me, it was yes, you're supposed to work. Yes, you're supposed to. It's a different thing that I really enjoy what I do a lot. What keeps me going really is the fact that I absolutely enjoy what I do. I keep telling people that I work with, the day I feel that damn, I have to get up and go to work, I will rethink on whether I should do something else. But till then, you have days where you feel are absolutely difficult. Especially as a woman, if you have a small child and you have to leave the child back, or if the child is not well, or you're not well, or so many things, you have difficult days. But if you know that there is, you don't want to, there's no way of stopping. Your only option is to circumvent the problem that you have today, to go around it, to go above it, to the next step. That's the only thing that can keep you going and keep you going happily. So.
Okay. What was your biggest obstacle and how did you overcome it?
So my dad and I worked together till 2009. I joined in 2004. He retired in 2019. Till 2010, he started the company in 91. So for about 30-35 years, he was running the company. There were a lot of changes since we were acquired by PLANSEE and how we graduated and moved from there. But in 2019, I think when I had the opportunity that he was retiring and I was taking over, I think that was one of the biggest changes that I had personally. Obstacle, I think, was like a lot more mental. That how do you get into a position or run a company that somebody has run for 35-40 years in a particular way, has run it brilliantly, and has a lot of respect of the people who have worked along with him, has taken the people along with him for so many years, take it over and continue to do it, but not continue to do it in the same way, because there's a lot of differences between him and me, whether in terms of generation or in terms of thinking or in terms of leadership style. So I think in my mind, I was a little worried all the time on how I will do it. How will I be, how will I be perceived? How will I be accepted? What really, and see, when I started my career working in this organization, so I really didn't have exposure of working anywhere else. What really helped me, and again, I'm extremely thankful to my dad for this, before we decided to do this transition, my dad and the company allowed me to do a course at Harvard Business School, which was meant for leadership development. It was a 1-year leadership development course, which gave us exposure, one, to the faculty at Harvard Business School, and two, which as a part of the course gave us exposure to different leaders of businesses who would come during the course and speak to us. So there was Indra Nooyi, there was the head of Hindustan Unilever in India, there was a head of Medtronics, a medical company in the US, so many such leaders. And when you hear from them on what kind of problems they faced, how they took decision, what's their leadership style, everybody is not an authoritative leader. Somebody does it in a different way with very different leadership styles. So let's say more of a collective leadership. So when I spent time with different people, when I heard from the faculty on what their experiences of leadership are, it gave me a lot more confidence that yes, you can be different, you can have different ways of looking at things, and yet you can do what you want to do. When I took over from my dad, I think one of the first talks that I did when we were changing over, he was retiring and I was taking over, was to say very explicitly that yes, this is a change that we are all going to observe, that he's retiring, I'm taking over. Yes, I have very similar values that he has taught me and from what I have learned, and yet I will do things differently. And if we all accept this and if we are all in this together, I think then we will be able to take this organization and this company to greater levels from where we are taking it over. So it was for me, first of all, to accept that I can do it and I will do it and I can do it differently, and then to communicate extensively what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and how we will do it together.
What sacrifices did you make to reach your current position, ma'am?
So first of all, honestly, I don't like to use the word sacrifice, okay? Because to me, when you're sacrificing something, you're doing something, this is my perception, you're doing something which you don't like. So if somebody tells me to give up something that I eat, that I love to eat, to me that is sacrifice for whatever reason. What I do as a part of my career or a job is something that I really dearly love. It gives me a lot of satisfaction, it gives me a lot of fulfillment. Does it mean that it's easy? Definitely not. I think our lives are full of choices that we make, and we have to constantly make choices at every part of our life. As a student, you make choices. Which subject shall I take, this subject or that subject? When I finish my engineering, you have to make a choice. Do I continue to study, or should I go back? Should I take the first job that you get on campus? So you keep making choices. And once you make a choice, you should live with that choice and live with that choice happily. Largely nobody forces us to make this choice. Do you make a wrong choice? Yes, you sometimes make a wrong choice, and you always have the possibility to go back and correct your choice. So whatever I have done so far is my choice. I have wanted to build this career. I have enjoyed doing this career. There are days which are really difficult. Sometimes my whole family is able to go for a family function and I have a commitment here. I'm not able to go. But it's not, I'm still enjoying what I'm doing here. My work takes me to, there's a lot of travel. Every month, 8-10 days I'm traveling, I'm not at home. I've missed my daughter's birthday so many years. I've missed a lot of her school days. So it's difficult. It definitely is difficult. I'm not able to, get up and go for a lunch in the afternoon where, let's say, if somebody's come or somebody is meeting. So there are things that you have to do differently that maybe everybody else is able to do and you're not able to do. But to me, as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing,
it's not a sacrifice.
It's not a sacrifice. It's okay. I mean, you feel bad certain days. Definitely, you feel, yes, I also wanted to do this. But you're doing something that you love, so you don't.
So it doesn't hurt as much.
It definitely doesn't hurt as much. It doesn't. I would still feel bad if I have to give up eating something that I don't like.
Okay. What are 3 unique skills that you have that made you successful, ma'am?
So some things come with you; they are a part of you, and some things I think you have to go out of your comfort zone to develop skills if you want to do something or you want to reach somewhere. I wouldn't say skill, but like I was telling you earlier, I think one of the things which has really helped me is to have sincerity. So whether it's a relationship with a colleague or with the work that I'm doing or a commitment, I think it's one thing that has really helped me, because people trust you. As soon as they know that you're sincere, people tend to trust you a lot more. So this is something I think which was ingrained in me. I didn't really do anything different. But the other thing I would say is, again, it's really a part of me, is my genuine love for people. I think I'm the happiest when I'm with people, when I'm able to talk to people, when I'm able to, give a ear to when somebody's pouring out something. So even when I go on the shop floor, when I'm talking to people, I'm always asking, how's somebody in your family? What's your child doing? and then people have stories of how my mother-in-law is not well, or what happened that I had to attend a wedding yesterday. But this connect that I can form with people, I think is again, it's a skill that largely maybe I'm born with, or I've seen. But something that I didn't have and I had to really develop is, I think, communication. To be able to, when people know what you're doing and why you're doing, they're a lot more on board with you than when you ask somebody to just do something. So to be able to communicate, sometimes one-on-one, to have difficult conversations. You can't always have happy conversations when you're in a leadership position. You have to give feedback. You have to take difficult decisions. You have to tell somebody that what you did is not right.
You have to give critique.
You have to give. I mean, all feedback cannot be good. Sometimes when somebody is doing something wrong, you need to resolve conflicts. There may be two people in your team who are who don't get along with each other, and yet both are equally important. So you need to be able to sit together and resolve these conflicts. So these are things which are out of your comfort zone. Nobody likes to solve conflicts. Nobody likes to give difficult or critical feedback. It's not easy to stand in front of 100, 200, 300 people and communicate on what's going wrong. Sometimes everything's going right. The market is good, the demands are good, you have great orders, everything's going good. There are times where everything is not going good. How do you communicate that, okay, times are difficult, we need to do things which need to do things differently, we need to take difficult decisions. So to be able to transmit and communicate what's in you, I think this is something which I had to consciously develop. Sometimes you do it practicing 100 times in the mirror, sometimes in front of the mirror, sometimes even when you're sleeping, you're thinking, what should I talk tomorrow? How should I handle this situation? Some things which consciously need to be developed as skill when you want to take on a leadership position.
We've reached the end of today's interview, and thank you so much, Supriya ma'am, for being with me today. And I would like to say that your thoughts were very wonderful, and I would love to implement them in my life. And thank you for giving us the time of the day today.
My pleasure, Disha. I think I really enjoyed the chat with you. It brought back a lot of my memories of the past and to run through my journey. So thank you very much for having me and giving me this opportunity.
I'm honored, ma'am. I'm honored. Thank you. Thank you for watching.